Can I have a motion to resume public session? Ms. Keyes, Ms. Littlewood, all in favor? The vote is unanimous. We're now returned to public session. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have any agenda changes?
We have agenda changes to personnel.
Thank you. All right, we are starting off tonight with our 10-year celebration.
Good evening, President Coffey, Superintendent Daly, Vice President Dr. Richards, members of the Board of Education. My name is Michaela Prada. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. And tonight it is my honor to acknowledge our tenure recipients. Achieving tenure is a significant milestone in any educator's career. It symbolizes not only years of dedicated service, but also a commitment to excellence, professionalism, and unwavering support of our students' growth and development. Each of the teachers and administrators being awarded tenure this evening has demonstrated exceptional dedication, innovation, and passion in their roles. Their contributions to our students' lives extend far beyond the classroom, shaping minds, nurturing talent, and instilling values that will guide students through their lives. Moreover, this evening's recipients have become integral members of our Gates Chili educational family, enriching our school community with their expertise, leadership, and collaboration. Their impact resonates not only with our students, but also with their colleagues and in the wider community. Please join me in applauding the dedication and accomplishments of this year's tenure recipients. Their passion for education inspires us all and serves as a shining example of the power of teaching. To our tenure recipients, when I call your name, please come get your tenure certificate and a small token of our appreciation from your administrator. Please remain up in this area for pictures afterwards. Okay. I will also be acknowledging some people who could not be with us this evening but are receiving tenure. Anna Lamb, Assistant School Business Administrator. Lauren Henderberg, Elementary Education. Alyssa Manow, Art. Timothy Manzer, Math. Thomas Phillips, Math. Tom couldn't be with us this evening. Cameron Scharf, School Counselor. Cameron also could not be with us this evening. And Chelsea Soprano, Special Education. Okay. Once we are finished with our photo op, I'd like to we're going to briefly pause the meeting, and we'd like to invite everyone to join us for a celebration in the back of the PLC of cupcakes and cookies. Thank you once again, and congratulations to our deserving tenure recipients.
We'll begin again in 1 minute. 50 seconds.
And again, we wanted to congratulate all of our tenure recipients. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Yes, you can clap. Yes, yes.
Keep it up.
All right, that moves us forward to board president comments. Wanted to take just a moment again to recognize all of our hardworking staff to support our community and our students. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of training to reach your tenure points, so we appreciate all that hard work. Spent some time at Brasser attending the Learning Fair this past week, and it's always an interesting experience to see all the different ideas that our kids have of things they want to share and show what they know. So it's a good time. You have kids running all around showing you, hey, look what I did. And seeing the pride on their faces is always a wonderful experience. As we are approaching May, we are entering our Mental Health Awareness Month here in America, in our country, our fine land, and just making sure that we are taking time to really recognize the efforts, the support our community has put forth to support our students and our staff, and just how these concerns, these needs, these supports are something that are really important in our lives. And tomorrow is, again, we enter May. We have Principals Day, so I want to recognize all of our principals here in Gates-Chile. And then I'm going to move us forward to our points of interest. Do we have any? Ms. Kais?
Since our last meeting, I attended the Gates-Chile High School band concert a week and a half ago. A fabulous concert. Always enjoy listening to the band. They put on a good show. But what is impressive is they just performed less than a month before that at Music in the Schools night, and it was all new set pieces. So just how hard they worked to get that up. I'd also like to acknowledge our high school band directors who took the kids to Nashville over the weekend on a just wonderful trip. They got to see some historic sites, listen to some good music, play some good music. Sound like a really great time. Really appreciate their dedication to be able to take a bunch of teenagers like that someplace else.
Thank you. Do we have any other points of interest? Go ahead, ma'am.
Tomorrow for the Gates-Chile High School, tomorrow is going to be decision day, so all seniors are going to be wearing their college support of like what college they're going to. So a lot of students are really looking forward to it. The only downside was that it was planned like yesterday, so we're all like scrambling trying to find merch. A friend of mine is scrambling to find her RIT merch.
I wish you had told me I have a couple RIT sweatshirts. Well, that's exciting. I hope you guys share some pictures with your principals for our social media. I can't wait to see it. Thank you. Any other points of interest? Dr. Richards?
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of insight. 4 of us were able to attend the NSBA National School Board Association Convention, Mrs. Kais, Mrs. Davis, and Mrs. Jennings, and myself. And New Orleans was a fabulous time. It was a time for learning, it was a time for networking, and it was an opportunity to dedicate more time to focus on our district and putting our district interests first. The main sessions provide us with great insight into the state of education today, whether it was where we are, where we were, where we've been, and where we should be going. Ruby Bridges was phenomenal. Although we would have loved to spend an additional hour just picking her brain and her thoughts on today's educational system, we knew that we were on limited time. The sessions afterwards, from race, equity, diversity, and how to not criminalize our Black girls, all the way to staff wellness and how do we keep our staff feeling good about themselves so that trickles down to the students, left Mrs. Jennings, Ms. Davis, and Mrs. Kais and myself feeling rejuvenated, invigorated, and ready to push Gates-Chile more forward into the future of education. Schoolyard Rap taught us that we don't need to wait for February to teach Black history, while the founder of Flaming Hot Cheetos gave us life lessons on not giving up and how to follow your dreams. So what we wanted to share with you all as a community is just to know that the work that we do here we take seriously, and going away to the NISBA conference just reminded us of how important that this work is that we do. And we thank you for the opportunity. We look forward to sharing some more of that information with you in the future.
Thank you so much. Any other points of interest? Okay. Any reports of meetings? All right. Do we have any visitor comments? Okay. That moves us on to reports. We have our technology update. We're very excited, gentlemen.
Good evening, President Coffey, Vice President Richards, and Superintendent Daly, and the rest of the esteemed member of the Board of Education. Thanks for having us here. We're excited. This is Roger Thane. He's one of our senior network techs. He will be presenting with me. So the first thing I wanted to go through tonight was just our staff and show you who's working in technology. We have a couple of new hires that I wanted to highlight. So our senior network techs are Andy Dorfey. We call Sid for obvious reasons. Roger here. Our two new hires since I last spoke to you are Akeem Gomes and Nathan Whelan. They are our network techs. And then we have our MMTs. Lori Benjamin is in the Tech Hub. Heather Boss is at Armstrong and Paul Road right now. Sarah Cedeno is at the high school. Orlando Vargas is at Florence Brasser and Walt Disney, and Jordan Zavery's at the middle school. We also have our coordinator of assessment and data, Chantel Zambito, and our data analyst, Denise Valsipieri. That is all our folks who provide IT services to the district. All right, and now the moment you've all been waiting for. We will do the Kahoot to see who can be the grand champion. I have a very nice award for the winner. So in a second, you are going to see the code if you go to kahoot.com. The game pin is 606-8504, and we are here for any of your technical support that you need.
I know you guys want to join in. You should definitely do it. It's amazing stuff.
All right, anyone need help? All right, we'll get started. I wanted to give a gimme to for the first question, so hopefully this one won't stump you. All right, so everyone got this one. All right, very good. So we will move on to the IT questions. Oh, there's our scoreboard. Forgot about that. Ooh, I don't know where our scores went. That's not a good sign. So the IT department had a focus on this area during the 23-24 school year. All right, so security is the correct answer. If you recall, last year we focused on technology that was student-facing. We replaced all of the smart boards in the district with Samsung interactive displays. We gave the teachers all new desktops to interact with those displays. One of the other things we did is there were some complaints about speed of computers at the elementary level because a lot of those had been recycled. So what we did is came up with a plan to reshuffle those computers around. So now our rollout is every first grader gets a new computer, and we'll have that through fourth grade. A fifth grader gets a new computer through eighth grade, and then a ninth grader gets their computer through high school. So we've implemented that plan this year, and then we have focused on a couple of other things that I will talk about later in the presentation. All right, what multi-factor authentication solution is used by the Board of Ed admin and other high security users?
All right, good job. So Duo MFA has been a mainstay in our environment for users with elevated rights. This year, we rolled out the offline Duo authentication function to protect district-issued devices not connected to the internet. This ensures the user's account and device are protected from malicious entities that may have the laptops and user's credentials. Further use cases for MFA are being examined to further secure our district resources.
And that's one of the requirements we're asked to follow now to get cyber insurance. At New York State's asking for that, insurance companies are asking for that, so that's why we keep implementing that. All right, question 4. What product are we using for training and phishing email tests? This one's a little more tricky. So KnowBe4 is the company that we are using for those. It's very interesting. When we first started out, in education in general, the number of people that fall for phishing emails is lower than a lot of other industries. When we first ran out our initial test, we were at about 7% failure rate. So people clicking on links they shouldn't have, opening attachments. We send those out every 3 weeks, as you folks are very aware, because you're getting them. We're down to hovering in the 3% range now, which is significant. That's dozens and dozens of people that are no longer falling for these. So it's interesting too to hear the conversations. We get a lot of emails sent into that system each day, people asking, and we encourage people to send it. The system does a lot of that automatically. There is some manual parts that we do, but we'll take those every day versus being the victims of a phishing attack. So we are encouraging people to submit them. There's a lot of conversations happening around phishing that weren't happening prior to this year. So we're really happy with that investment, and we hope it pays dividends and never fall victims of a phishing attack. Are you guys just waiting for me to stop talking so you can see the scores? Is that what's happening right now? All right, question 5. The IT department implemented ICE this year. What does ICE stand for? All right, and that correct answer is Identity Service Engine. So this is a Cisco product that we had partially implemented prior to this year. We revamped it this year to include wireless and wired technology. So long story short, what ICE is, when you connect wirelessly to a network, there's several ways to do it. We are putting 3 certificates on computers that interact with our ICE server, and if everything matches in those certificates, then you're allowed on the wireless network. It doesn't use passwords and things like that. So that's something we revamped for this year with wireless. And the part we added was for wired networks. Prior to having ICE, you could go up to a network jack, plug in your computer, and it would work. There was no verification. You could plug anything you wanted to in there. And now the same thing has to occur for a wired device to work. So if you plug anything on our network, it has to have the correct certificates. If that all matches, then we will allow you to be on the network. It's state of the art. It's kind of the industry standard, and we were happy to implement it this year. All right, next up. Taylor Swift's new album is called All right. It sounds like we may have a new champion. All right, true or false? The IT department closed approximately 2,000 tickets this school year. This does not include all of the people who stop us before board meetings and call and do emails.
All right, so we had over, 2,200 IT requests within the last year. The one thing, comparing it to last year's numbers, does it say false, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
false.
Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah, we didn't close them. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. The one thing we want to talk about here is that there was a decrease in IT requests over the past year due to kind of a shift in mindset to a more proactive approach. We've been integrating new systems and looking at them holistically. We cut down by about 400 requests in the last year. But as Jeff said, that does not include the number of phone email requests.
And the long-term goal of the IT department is to get the technology that we have working and working on a daily basis where we can not worry about responding to those, but being proactive about new initiatives and doing new things with technology. So hopefully that's a reflection of that happening. All right, number 8. New digital signage was rolled out to every school. What's its name? There's a little picture clue if you had little kids back in the 2000s. All right. Oh, this is a Roger.
Yeah, perfect. So just for the record, I have no clue what that picture was until today, so.
Does anyone know what that picture was? Yo Gabba Gabba. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the
No
Rocky
idea.
reference, Yo Adrian. Yo Adrian.
Yeah, we got all the things here. So this is a great example of our proactive approach we took this year. Digital signage throughout the buildings was running on antiquated software with limited functionality. The team reviewed various options and determined YoDeck was best suited for our environment. The application utilizes a small device called the Raspberry Pi to connect to the display. All design work is handled in the cloud, and the latest features are released from the company directly. So far, staff have raved about the ease of use and the better quality of content that they can display in their buildings.
Thank you. All right, question 9. Which of these did the IT department not update this year? Yeah, so we updated all of this stuff. One of the one of the parts of feedback we heard about freshman laptop handout was it was kind of it was a long process. And because of some of the technology updates, some of the things that Lenovo has done and Microsoft has done has made that a lot easier. We don't have to go through all the steps that we had to go through before. The computers are coming more ready to hand out to students. So we've been able to streamline that process, get freshmen in and out. That's been received very well by the high school. One of the things that we always get asked in audits is, are we testing our backups? We have worked with BOCES recently to test all of our backups to make sure what we're actually saving works in the event of a disaster and we need to recover things. Will those actually work? Roger's going to talk a little bit about the automation tests. As you can see, we've focused a lot on behind the scenes this year, and this is an area that we have worked really hard on that people aren't going to see other than technology working. And this is kind of Roger's baby. He's been working on it all year long and doing a great job with it.
Thank you, first of all. Yeah, so I'm going to go off my script here and forget about it. I'll take 2 seconds for you guys. The best way to look at how we're automating things here is that in the past, we've had multiple employees creating user accounts, updating when people shift buildings, adding them into different systems. It required a lot of interaction between our staff and the IT department. What we were able to do was evaluate systems, and for this example, we could use like Destiny that we use for our inventory. The goal is that when a new employee comes in, they're in a system that becomes our source with all of the data that we need to create their account. We can shift them off, and everything is done based on role, the building that they reside in, and we can then push it off to any of our ancillary applications that are out there. So when we start looking at students, we're already doing that with a program from ClassLink called OneSync, where their accounts are being created from top to bottom. They're being provisioned for what applications they should have based on building, grade level, content. And we're looking, hopefully this coming summer, to start moving in that direction for the staff as well. And that'll be it. That's one less thing that we have to worry about from that point. So again, moving towards that proactive approach.
That was something that was unattainable 5 years ago. Advances in technology, our understanding of how systems work, and us streamlining processes have allowed us to start this work, and we're really excited to do it. It's just going to result at the end in a better experience for all of our users, from students to staff. All right. Very difficult question last. Who is most likely to use the word zhuzh?
That's what your chin looks like?
All right. I threw people off with the Mitch picture. Of course, that's an evil word. All right, so here we are. Here are the results. I promise he did not see this. I promise he didn't see this before. Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
All right, so what questions can we answer for you about district technology?
Apparently you answered them all with your Kahoot.
Well done.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
We appreciate you. All right, next we have our GCCSD EPC project. That's a lot of letters.
Any more letters?
Are we going to get the presentation on the? Oh, didn't see that. Perfect. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Carlson. I'm a project development engineer with Energia. We also have Kieran and John here from Johnson Controls, and we're going to be discussing the energy performance contract. So real quick, I just wanted to talk a bit about who Energia is and what our roles and responsibilities are in the project. So essentially, we are the district's owner's representative. Think of us as a third party that oversees Johnson Controls as they develop the scope of work as well as implement the work. We also provide engineer record services. So we put together all the plans and specifications that go up to the State Education Department for review. We have a ton of experience working in this role on energy performance contracts. We are a New York-based company, so majority of our projects are with K through 12 school districts. So have a lot of experience working with SED and getting projects approved quickly by them. And then Johnson, on the other hand, they are the contractor for the project, so they're responsible for the development of the scope of work as well as the actual implementation of the work. So real quick, I know the district did energy performance contract somewhat recently, so not sure if you're too familiar with the concept, but essentially it's an alternate funding source to do needed infrastructure improvements in a school district. This project's a bit unique because it is really just focused on the solar component, but essentially what we're doing is the savings generated by the solar is going to offset the cost of the solar. So just to give you a little visual representation of what that looks like. You have an energy budget currently. What we're looking to do is just taking a percentage of that energy budget, and that's what's going to be used to fund the project. You also get state aid on this project, as you would for any capital upgrade in your district. So when the state aid and the energy savings are combined, you're actually going to be exceeding the financing payment each year. So that's what I mean by positive cash flow in that middle column there. And then once the project's paid off, all the savings from the solar is just going to be positive cash flow for the district. So last slide for me, then I'll pass it off to the JCI team. But just real quick to let you know how we got to this point. Back in the winter, Energia worked with the district to put out a custom request for proposal or RFP document. We got 2 responses to that RFP in the spring from Johnson Controls or JCI and Amoresco. Energia took the lead on reviewing the technical components as well as the financials of those 2 proposals. Met with Mitch and his team quite a few times to make sure that they understood what each company was offering. Conducted interviews with both respondents, and after some further discussion came to a consensus that Johnson would be the best partner for the district to move forward with. So that brings us to tonight. We're asking the board to pass a resolution that would formally appoint Johnson as the winner of the RFP contest. I would note that that comes at no cost, no obligation to the district. You're simply allowing them to get back into your buildings, work a little more closely with the district to customize things as fit, to really line up with the district's goals. So really just letting them do that secondary audit that's a little more in-depth, and then once that's complete, we'll come back and present a final project to you. So again, no cost, no obligation to appoint them tonight. So before I pass it off, any questions for me before John and Kieran take over? Great, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. My name's Kieran Moran. As Mike said, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I have with me John Sanborn as well. We didn't bring our whole team because we knew you wanted it to be concise, but you will have the opportunity to meet our whole design team over the next 6 months as we work with the district and Energia to identify all the measures that you would like us to perform. So I've been working with Johnson Controls for 28 years now, just doing energy performance contracts here in New York. So I truly enjoy working with school districts and working through the next phase and designing and coming up with a project that we can build. So really excited about what's coming. I'm going to turn it over to John. He's going to talk a little bit about the project that we did for you back in 2017. So.
Thanks, Kieran. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Sanborn, one of your account execs for Johnson Controls. And so yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the opportunity to continue our partnership. And so you already know us. You we've implemented a successful Phase 1 project that began back in 2017. And the list of the measures is there, and it was really comprehensive. It was 12 energy efficiency measures across all of your buildings. And it was installed successfully, and you are seeing the energy savings as a result. And that's what you see to the far right. So we kind of put you on an energy diet in Phase 1. And Phase 2 really has the opportunity with the solar PV to really be transformational in terms of electric energy savings for the district for many years to come. In fact, it has the opportunity to achieve net zero electricity for your school district. So we just have responded to the request for proposal at this time. So we have seen some project observations and wanted to just go through some of our recommended solutions. So we've seen Gage Chili's transition to EV buses. And as you continue to build that fleet, that's only going to increase your electric use and therefore electric cost. Over the past few years in studying your electricity cost and rates, we have seen surge in your rates by over 30%. And so the opportunity that's in front of us today is to take advantage of renewable energy by building solar PV. And like I mentioned, there's an opportunity to achieve net zero electric costs for the district. We'll work with you to maximize state and federal tax credits and ultimately establish a long-term hedge against future electric utility cost and increases. There are opportunities to enhance the learning environment with STEM through a solar PV project, and you will certainly address the New York Climate Act goals through this project. I'm going to give it back to Kieran to go through the timeline.
Yeah, so I'll just draw your attention really to the top line, which is the commencement of the comprehensive energy audits. So we're going to start that now. We're going to work for the next 6 months with Energia and the district, really honing in on what scope will work and will be acceptable. So we'll do 30%, 60%, and 90% touch-ins with the district and the staff, just to good communication, and those are really constructive meetings. So I encourage any of you, if you'd like to join us on any of those meetings, we'll probably do those virtually, so you could join and listen in if you want. But hopeful with a completion date of October of 2024. So really over the summer months is we're going to really get and do our homework. And then, if all goes well and we stick to this timeline, we're really looking at a final completion of December of 2026. So a lot of steps along the way, but certainly this is an important first step. So again, we thank you. Really looking forward to getting started. And if you have any questions, gladly take them. Yes.
He mentioned enhanced learning opportunities in STEM. How does that tie in?
Yeah, typically what we'll do is we'll get with the assistant superintendent for curriculum, and really we have a bunch of programs that we offer for free and allow them to kind of pick and choose which ones they think they'll work in their science programs. So really, we're not educators, we understand that, we're engineers, and so, but we do have some programs that other districts have elected and have used and kind of push that into the curriculum a bit to teach the students about solar and career opportunities in this energy field, which I think is very exciting, but it has to work within what you're trying to do here in the district, so yeah. Yep.
Sorry. As part of their proposal, one of the positives in terms of the RFP process was they provided a kit that had different classroom manipulatives and instructional components, and so just kind of demonstrating their connectivity to the classroom was a super positive thing in terms of the request for proposal process.
Do we have any other questions? Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
That moves us forward now to our consensus items. Can I have a motion to approve the consensus agenda? Can I have a motion? Mr. Banowski? Dr. Richards, any questions or concerns? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. Can I have a motion to approve consensus items C through H? Can I have a motion? Mr. Long, Ms. Littlewood, any questions or concerns? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. I'm going to pause, I was told. Would you like one?
So we have one retirement to acknowledge this evening, Karen Standeven. Karen has been an aide with the district for 20 years, and we wish her well in her retirement journey. Thank you.
Mr. Hamel? This is where we pause? Yeah, that's you.
Welcome.
President Coffey, Vice President Dr. Richards, Mr. Daly, and the rest of the Board of Education, thank you for this opportunity. We just wanted to make sure that we recognize this is a big position moving forward for us. And just to bring some gravity to the whole situation, there's been, in the last 65 years of Gates Chi-Li and Gates Chi-Li football, Mr. Fontenette, Andre Fontenette, standing next to me, with your recommendation, will be the 7th coach in 65 years. So, and I need to make sure that I recognize Coach Benham, who has for the last 22 years served as our head coach. Jim Briggs was 19 years as head coach prior to that. So you can see that this is not a turnstile district. This is something where we have people that come in, that commit themselves to kids. They know what educational athletics can do for kids, and we've had unbelievable success. And again, not just record-wise or anything else, but just in terms of really fostering growth in people, individual growth, understanding what it's like to be on a team, and commit themselves really to just something positive. And especially today that's becoming more and more, certainly of an issue. And Coach Benham was here for 4 out of our 5 sectional titles. He was, and when I say 19 years with Jim Briggs and 22, those are the years they served as head coach. So Jason's been here 32, but was 10 years, throughout the program, JV, assistant, everything else, and then took over. But as far as Coach Fontenette goes, we had I think the turning point and the probably the proudest moment I had during our process was when we had 3 of our leaders, football leaders, in the room interviewing the coaches, and we brought in 5 coaches that had college football experience, high school experience, playing experience. The proudest moment for me was when one of the young men in the room said, "He's the kind of man I want to play for." So, to me, that is a sign of confidence. That's a sign of all the positive things that we're really, really going for with our football program. So I want to just say, again, thank you to Coach Benham. It's been quite the ride for him, and I know he's going to enjoy his retirement. I'm sure he's going to probably end up coaching somewhere else or doing something with football. But again, moving forward with Coach Fontenette, I've had the opportunity to know Andre a little bit in his younger years. When I was at Churchville and he was just a youngster coming up, I left. He's familiar with Tom Hamill, and I think that when we get people aligned with similar mindsets and just again the positiveness that can be there, it's really important. So his most current position was with McQuaid. He works at the Public Defender's Office, so he's very familiar with what's going on in our society outside of school, some of the challenges and some of the just every day-to-day things that are out there. Again, he was at McQuaid. His college coaching experience was at Campbell University, University of Maine, Wagner, and Brockport State. So again, he brings not only his playing experience, which was an outstanding high school career locally in the area at Churchville Chi-Li. He was a 4-year member of the Syracuse University football team, so certainly a power Division I team. And again, Yeah. All of that experience is going to help our kids grow. And that's really, really the big piece here. He's gotten to know some of our kids already. And I think what they really appreciate so far, Andre is a West Side kid. He's a kid that grew up on this side of town, you know, understands what this area is all about, lives, he lives in the Churchville community, but he's a street over from our community, over off Coldwater and Stover in that area. But he's been a breath of fresh air. He's been a real positive influence on the kids that he's met so far. You know, we're talking about some weight room or not issues, but weight room experiences with the kids. We've got 20 to 25 kids in there every day, which is just it's just rekindling. You know, it's something new, and it's something for our kids to believe in and buy into. So I appreciate you giving me the time tonight to recognize and introduce him to you. It's a big position, and again, the fall is going to be a very challenging fall. Our schedule is extremely tough. But we've got kids excited, and that's an exciting thing for me, just knowing that kids are committing and they want to be here and they want to follow Coach Fontenette. So I'll give you a chance to just say hi real quick and introduce yourself.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Hamill. Good evening, everybody. I'm Andre Fontenette, and like Mr. Hamill said, I've known you so long, I still say Mr. Hamill, but I guess we're professionals now. That's Ken. But he's been around, like he said, Churchville, Churchville Chili. When I was in high school, I graduated from Churchville Chili 24 years ago. And like he said, I still live in the area. After a college coaching career, I came back to Rochester in 2013, and I started working at Industry Residential Center, the juvenile facility, where I was a case manager for 10 years. And about 2 years ago, I left Industry Residential and was able to get a job at the Public Defender's Office as an investigator. Unfortunately, like you said, I have knowledge on a lot of what's going on in our city, and unfortunately, it's a lot. But athletics is always a breath of fresh air every single day after you get out of work and have to deal with a lot of craziness. To be able to come back to end every single day with something that you love, like football, is certainly a blessing. And then when I came back home to Rochester in 2013, I got a job at McQuaid Jesuit. We've been at McQuaid 10 years. This would have been 10 years had I been there this season. And we've had a lot of success there. We've been to 6 sectional championships in a row. We've won 5 of them. And you know, my plan is to bring that same enthusiasm and culture to Gates Chili. One of the themes that we've already started to instill with the program and with the kids, and as I drive down Buffalo Road every day, it says GC Pride. And we've kind of already taken the Pride theme and kind of made it our own. And we've taken the Pride and made it our own acronym with the kids. And we're going to use that as a personal responsibility and daily effort. And I'm talking about the effort that we're going to put in everything that we do, whether it be in the classroom, which is obviously important, socially, what we're doing in the hallways, throughout the town and throughout Monroe County, and then, of course, effort in what we're going to do on the practice field and, of course, the game field. So with that being said, I'm very excited. And just so you know, Mr. Daly, when I heard that Coach Benham was going to retire, I started following you on Twitter right away because I see your posts of the job openings all the time. So I said, you know what? He's going to be posting that football job real soon. So I was more than happy to apply, and I'm very thankful to be here. And I look forward to meeting all of you guys individually and working throughout the fall and throughout the off season, and hopefully building something special here at Gates Chili. All right? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Any questions for me? Anyone? Everyone good? I like that. I do recognize your face now that I see that. I see you walking. Yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. Nice. Anybody else?
Thank you
you guys
so
very
much.
much. I appreciate it. All right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that now moves us forward to action items. We have our approval of tenure appointments. Be it resolved that the board approves the following tenure appointments at the April 30th, 2024 meeting as recommended by the superintendent of schools. Anna Lamb in the tenure area of Assistant School Business Administrator. Lauren Henderberg in the tenure area of elementary, Alyssa Menu in the tenure area of art, Timothy Manzer in the tenure area of mathematics, Thomas Phillips in the tenure area of mathematics, Cameron Scharf in the tenure area of school counselor, and Chelsea Soprano in the tenure area of special education. Can I have a motion to approve? Mr. Long, Ms. Littlewood, any questions? All in favor? Okay, the vote is unanimous. Can I have a motion to acknowledge board candidates and election ballot placement? Can I have a motion? Ms. Jennings, Dr. Richards, any questions or discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. Next, we have the approval of the 2024-2025 property tax report card. Can I have a motion to approve the 2024-2025 property tax report card? Have a motion? Ms. Kais, Ms. Littlewood, any discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution to allow Johnson Controls to proceed with the development of an investment-grade comprehensive energy audit, CEA? Can I have a motion? Ms. Serbanowski? Dr. Richards, any discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. Can I have a motion to approve the seeker resolution, Gates Chile CSD 2024-25 capital outlay project? Can I have a motion? Ms. Littlewood, Ms. Kais, any discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. That moves us forward to our superintendent comments.
I want to thank all the technology meetings that I went to and paid attention with Mr. McKinney to be able to earn such a coveted title. Also, the Neil Armstrong Shoe Drive finished up this month with a total of more than 3,300 pairs of shoes. Great job to the staff and families at Neil Armstrong who organized this fundraiser, and thank you to all who donated. Earlier this month, we honored our top 20 seniors with a breakfast in their honor. It was rewarding to hear the great programs of study and colleges our Spartans will be attending. This is the final year where we recognize the top 20 before shifting to the Latin honors system. That same week, several seniors in our JA Economics competed against area schools in the JA Stock Market competition at Junior Achievement's new Discovery Center. Highlights included the team aptly named Profit Princesses, placing in the top 5 portfolios, and of course, Addie Davis and Tyler Jackson being recognized for their respective JA honors. A wonderful day for all our Spartans. Last week, we also recognized longtime bus driver John Vasquez as Transportation Employee of the Year. Mr. John, as his passengers call him, is retiring this week, in fact. His colleagues celebrate him with a cake and a plaque. Congratulations to John, and we wish him well in his retirement. Last week, the Gates Chile Foundation held their second annual volleyball tournament. The event raised $776 for the foundation and also collected 8 boxes of canned goods that have been delivered to our Gates Chile food pantry. This year, Florence Brasser are the champs. The Code of Conduct Committee wants your feedback this week. You may remember that Gates Chile has partnered with the Children's Institute to revise our Code of Conduct. Community members are invited to provide feedback to the Children's Institute during a community conversation event this Thursday, May 2nd, from 6 to 7:30 p.m., right here in the Gates Chile Professional Learning Center. At this forum, you can learn about the committee's progress, ask questions, and provide feedback about our Code of Conduct. This event is open to anyone, but due to space concerns, please register to attend at gateschile.org/codefeedback. In 1 week, we'll gather here at the PLC for our budget hearing on May 7th at 6 p.m. Then Thursday that same week, we'll have Meet the Candidates Night, here too at 6 p.m. The 5 candidates running for 4 seats in ballot order are Carrie Kais, Tanya Serbanovsky, Robert Long, Joseph Rittler, and Nicole Littlewood. I was told that I don't put enough emotion in, so I'm trying. All right. So also, on budget night, We have a reminder that the annual budget vote and board election will be Tuesday, May 21st from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. in our Spartan Fieldhouse at Gates Chile High School. The Education Foundation is hosting a food truck fundraiser that evening, so you are encouraged to come and get dinner on the day of the vote from 5 to 7 p.m. The Chef's Catering Mobile Kitchen will be meat, gluten-free, and vegetarian options for all. Finally, we appointed tonight our new football coach, who's guaranteed a win on our homecoming night next fall. Homecoming this fall will run the week of October 7th through 10th. The football game will be held on Thursday night against Spencerport. We'll be scheduling games during that week with our other sports to ensure that everyone gets a home contest. And last but not least, next week is Staff Appreciation Week. We'll be recognizing all members of our GC family and all the success that we've had thus far. That is my report, Madam President.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That moves us on to our adjournment for the evening. Can I have a motion to adjourn our meeting? Ms. Littlewood, Mr. Long, any discussion? All in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.